I want to bring you guys an update on that Pontiac mother out of Michigan, okay? So, when the first responders had got to that house, they actually had to receive trauma care. That's how disgusting that house was. Now, I was able to find a few clips around and put them together along with some of the pictures that I already had to show you guys just some of the things that were going on inside that house. And the aftercare, too, of, a bunch of men that came. I guess they work for, a cleaning crew where they had to get this house together. They said it's a biohazard over there. I'm not even sure if the neighbors are going to be even able to stay. That's all getting figured out. Okay, so they pretty much pieced together. It looks like the children were abandoned this summer of 2020. So basically, the beginning of the pandemic had came in, and the mother, she dropped off some trash bags, some gloves, and some Febreze. That's what she dropped off to her kids. She would manage to send a loaf of bread to them weekly. Now, I thought that she was bringing food for them. Okay, she wasn't even doing that. It turns out like Doordash was bringing food and Instacart was bringing food. And you see how many Little Caesar pizza boxes was in that house. Remember, with the baby girls, they were sleeping on that Little Caesar pizza box. And the boy was sleeping on that nasty ass, filthy mattress. Okay. So the father claims that I think he did some time. That's what one news reporter was saying. He did some time. And then when he was released from jail, she wouldn't allow him to see the kids. So I'm assuming, I'm understanding that he might be the father, I guess, of all three of these children, but she was not allowing him to see the kids. That's what he says. And he ultimately ended up losing contact with his children after that. Now, other family members, they also claim that they were unaware that this was happening, that, when they would ask her about the children, she would say they were with other people. Now, let me tell you, I only have one child. I have a son, and my mom had passed in 2008, okay, when my son was 16 by that time. But let me tell you, when he was a baby, like an arm baby, my mom would be like, where is he? I'm coming to get him. Where are you? I'm coming. She didn't care where I was. I even went from New York down to see my dad, and I decided to stay for a few months. My mom came and got him, okay? She came all the way down to Alabama. I was in Alabama at that time, and she picked up my son and brought him back. She did that twice, okay? Each time I would come see my dad, she would come. I could not get away from my mother, when it came to her grandchild. She always knew where he was. You know what I'm saying? Always. So I don't know how, I kid you not, and I'm not taking a dig at these grandparents, but I don't know how they went for 5 years not knowing where these children was, not hearing their voice, not saying, like, don't you want to give them Christmas presents, birthday presents at least, and not knowing. I don't know how that happened at all. I don't. However, the community, the relatives, and the schools, no one said anything. These children were gone 4.5, 5 years, and no one said anything. Nothing at all. Nothing. So allegedly, transcripts were sent, okay, but no children were attended. So she sent transcripts to like another county of where the children were going to attend school, but they never came. They never arrived. So now they put into a situation now where that can't happen no more. Not at least in Pontiac, Michigan, that can't. If transcripts are sent, you have like 10 days for this child to get to that school. If not, they're going to take matters in their own hands to figure out where that child is. You have to have written consent saying why the child is not sent to that school yet. Like, where are they? So they're going to track down these kids. So that's a good thing. They want to make sure that these kids don't get lost in the system, because the family weren't asking. I'm sorry, if family members are listening to this, you weren't asking the right questions. Where is, I don't know these babies' names, but where are they? I want to give them a birthday present. I want to see them. If I'm the grandmother, I want to see them. I want to see my grandkids. Where are they? I would demand to see them. I'm sorry. I really, really would. Okay, if I don't see my grandkids, I'm gonna call the police. We have to take it back to, remember the Kaylee Anthony thing where the mother, I can't remember her name, but she wanted to see Kaylee, and Casey was BSing because she killed her. So she kept making up stories about where she was. So she's like, look, I'm calling the police. And she called the police. You know what I mean? Because Casey would have probably still been lying about it to this day. Well, Kaylee would have been like 18, right? And she's still lying where she is. But no, you have to demand answers. So that's weird. That's weird. But I know we're probably not getting the entire story about everything. But yeah, 5 years and you don't know where your grandchildren are? That is just not cool. It's not. So I like that they're doing that with the school thing, with the transcripts. I do like that. I do like that. So again, this mother was sending Instacart and Doordash. That's what she was doing. So the children are doing interviews and they're getting, physical and mental help right now. They said a little girl, the youngest girl, she's talking a lot. They were so happy to take baths and receive clothes. And oh my God, there was damn near like bags and bags, room filled of clothes for these children through the community. The little boy said he had only left, well, he's 15, but he's still the young boy. He said he only left the house twice, only to feel the grass and to check the mail. Probably something his mother told him to do. Otherwise, he didn't leave the house. That's not really leaving the house. You run outside real quick and feel the grass. They were locked. They were in there. And they couldn't do anything. They had a working cell phone, but the mother scared them not to leave the house. Now they're trying to figure out what exactly she said, but the I think it was a police officer. He was saying whatever she told them. They did not leave. Obviously, they didn't leave, but she was calling and checking on them. So I guess that's the one thing that she did. But for 5 years, you're going to leave them there and just be with men? I mean, that's really what you wanted to do? That shit is so fucked up. I'm sorry, it is. It is. It is. So they're putting together a trust for these children where 100% of the money will go and care for them. Care for the future, They're going to need additional mental health care and their educational needs. They're going to need that. So right now, I think there's $15,000 to $20,000 so far that they have in this trust. Well, I'm so happy because the mother, I don't know her name. I'm going to look up her name again. It's not that hey, Kel, whatever the hell she said on her page. I'm so disgusted with her. But I'm going to put her name in this video. I'm going to have it in the title. But anyway, the mother, she cannot get out of jail unless one of her men that she was laid up with for 4.5, 5 years can do that $250 million bond. Then she could go ahead and she can be released from jail. But hopefully she will not even, get in touch with his kids. I'm going to keep following the story. I don't know how long she's going to get, but she does need some time. I was looking at the comments and people were like, she needs to stay in that house. Yeah, for 5 years and not leave. Yeah, that would be a good punishment. It would. It really would. But unfortunately, it's a biohazard and it's endangering other people. But yeah, she does need, some lengthy time. Give her a decade. Give her a decade and make sure that last child is at least 25, right? When she gets out of prison. That's what I think. Because on her Facebook page, you see it. She's living it up. She's living it up, with her quick weaves and her fingernails, that she got done and talking about sex, she's just living it up. Could care less that her children has to divvy up a loaf of bread a week. And I know they were hungry in there. They were hungry. I know. But she sent just enough to make sure that they stayed alive, right? Yeah. So bad. Justice for these babies.